Good morning, guys. It is the following day, Monday morning, Labor Day, so hopefully we can button her up and get her started on the base map that he's gotten from the tuner. So I don't know what I was babbling on about last night before I shut down. So been kind of going on 6 hours of sleep within the last 4 days. Not healthy. So I don't advise people to do that. I'm tired and I'm sore, but you know, that feeling outweighs being able to help out a friend. So anyway, hopefully it's going to be a clear day like it has been for the last couple of days. I wouldn't want to have to go through rain, because then we lose the ability to kind of use the outdoor space for anything that we need. And it's actually still here. Kind of been stressing out about that within the last 2 days. Not really liking her being outdoors, considering that you know, there's something can happen to it. I do have some cameras situated on the driveway, the front door, and other places in the home, but I just there's more sentimental value on that car, just simply because I've known that car since it was first purchased. Similarly, just the same as I do with the yellow car. I have a lot of history, I should say, between those two cars. So yeah, anyway, let me go make a quick run over to Dunkin' Donuts to get some coffee. I don't normally drink that, which I do actually. Within the last year or two, I've been kind of gotten back on coffee, which I shouldn't have been. I was off of it for about 15 to 16 years. It just gave me headaches if I didn't have coffee the following day. So now I'm kind of pretty much back on a regimen, which I don't feel comfortable about. But of course, with what's been in store for the last 3 or 4 days, I've been needing it. So anyway, let me get going. So just quick update. That's how much we've got done so far. We still need to go and bleed the clutch and put on the fuel wiring harness and the intake manifold, and we should be able to start her up. So Nate went over to get some supplies, so he'll be here for a while. Tommy stopped over, he'll be back later. I don't know whether or not Jake is going to be making a third run for this. But anyway, so what I'm going to do right now is, while I've gone ahead and somewhat kind of tidied up a little bit in the garage, I am going to try and somehow salvage, is that the right word even? Actually, I'm going to try to clean this up, all the stains. Kind of sucks. That's one of the things that kind of eat me up right now. So yeah, I got the power washer hooked up, so we're going to see whether or not it's something that I can clean up. All right, Jake, what do you think?
Well, we were not finishing the car this weekend like we thought. Clutch problem.
Yep, so it's still falling down to the floor. We tried bleeding it. We were successful for a few times, right?
Yeah.
We got some tension, but then it's still a problem. I don't know if we just need to keep bleeding it, or there's a problem with the slave cylinder, or what. But
we were at it for about an hour.
Yep. So more problems. My son is stuck at the mall because his transmission light is on and the car is in limp mode, so got to figure that out. So we're going to be moving Nate's car to the bottom of the driveway so I could snake the NSX back into its spot, and we'll figure this out sometime next week. So I'm feeling kind of lazy doing the outro, so I'm just gonna let you listen in on what Jake does for his, and I'll be good with that.
Alright guys, so that's gonna wrap up this video on Nates STI, trying to get that engine in. We're gonna push this thing out in the rain. It's still freaking pouring out there. We gotta park it out there because Gio has to get the NSX in the garage. I don't wanna leave that outside. So if you guys like today's video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, check out Gio's channel. I'll see you guys in this video. Peace out.
Okay guys, so it's Monday evening. Kind of wrapping up for the day. I don't know what it is I've already covered, but just real quickly, so just some things to note. I rolled over we rolled over the STI on the driveway. I don't know if you guys can see it in the dark. It is raining right now. Leaving it on the driveway because I needed to get the NSX in. And another thing to note is that my son's first day of driving the Evo on his own with very little manual experience. I'm pretty proud of him. So I did put the student driver on here so to provide him a little bit of cushion, or I should say making it less stressful for him, knowing that at least hopefully folks being a little bit having more patience by having this in the back of the car. But he did well. So he said that he stalled a couple of times. He got nervous with folks behind him and had some difficulties with uphill stuff, but pretty proud of him. He did call me when he got to his destination to drive the car back to pick him up, but I said, nope, you got this. That's how I learned, so I'm gonna be doing the same thing for him. It is something that's nerve-wracking because it is somewhat of a rare car. Not many made or available left, simply because when I was looking for the Evo, all of what I was seeing, if it wasn't premium price, it was basically rust buckets. So I guess now I need to start hiding keys. Okay guys, real quickly, it's the following day. It is Tuesday. Figured out what was going on with the clutch on Nates STI, and the way I was able to figure it out is looking at my old videos that I was filming for my STI build. So basically, I'm gonna thank myself from the past for documenting what I did with my own build. So I went through my archives. Well, not necessarily archives. It's something that I'm eventually going to post, but I haven't really had a chance to edit. Basically on what I did as far as mating the long block to the transmission, and what I did to secure the clutch with the long block, and how I was able to manage to get the pedal play. So I'm not going to go over on Nate's car because it's locked right now, so I'm just going to use mine, and this is pretty much the same. So basically this clutch fork, although it was on the throwout bearing, it wasn't engaged completely. So basically what I had to do was remove this piston here assembly. I believe this is the I forget what you call it, technical terms. I'm just running a blank right now. But so what I did was I made sure that the throwout bearings engaged with the monolock that's on Nates STI. So as soon as I got that done, I got some play. Although the problem was we thought it was just air, and we've been trying to bleed like mad yesterday for an hour or two. Nate had a buddy that's supposedly a Subaru tech, but gave us the advice of doing gravity bleeding, which I've never heard of, and unfortunately that introduced more air. And so having done and fixed the issue, now we have to go back and bleed again because that that gravity bleeding process, if anything, introduced more into the system than anything. So last time I'm gonna do that ever. But okay, so right now, as you can see, that the 330 is up on stands. I'll probably cover that on another video. But my son had ran through a puddle, I guess wet the, what is it, Mouse? What's the connector?
It's just the connector.
It's yeah. So I guess it got wet enough to a point where it gave him transmission issues, where he basically ran on lip mode and he has no reverse. And there we go. It's starting to pour again. So this is the kind of abuse that my son and Nate has put me through. The NSX staying out overnight and getting rained on also. Yeah. My son found what the issue was, and it's just a matter of us drying the connector because he ran into some huge puddle. Supposedly he's calling it, he was, what'd you call it, Mouse? You were what? You were testing what?
I was just limit testing.
Yeah, limit testing. He was limit testing his car on what it can do in a puddle. Yeah, okay. That's teenage for you. Apparently BMW, what is it, just a 3 Series? Or is it just BMW in general? Where if you run into a puddle, there's a connector that's just low enough, and if it's not covered, I guess the connectors has some slight holes in it, that when it gets doused with water, this is the symptoms that you get, and this is what happens. So I'll quickly show you guys what it looks like from underneath. So I gotta scoot over here, and you guys are probably wondering, why aren't you using the lift? Well, that's because I don't know if you guys can see it from here, but it's raining pretty hard, and I already have the NSX out. I'm not about to go through and moving all the cars, and you guys know I already have a open vented hood for the FD. All right, I'm getting my way there. And so that is the connector. Nobody really covers it on YouTube as to how to disconnect that connector. Basically, you see the thread. Let me get closer. And essentially you just make sure that you're lined up, of course, on those ports. And as soon as you have that plugged in, you basically twist this piece right here that looks like a gear. Just twist it, and then what it's gonna do is gonna twist onto the thread, and you should be good to go. I'm assuming the water, and this was probably positioned on the bottom end, so is this, and that's probably how the water got in. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and dry this, maybe run air. Okay, so I am going to use air to blow this thing out, to blow the water out, and then going to use, where is it, Mouse? Oh, where is it? This electronic cleaner. So hopefully get the dirt and grime, whatever that's accumulated that came with the water. So I'll report back once that's done. All right, so we're done drying the connector, and unfortunately it's the light is still on, but we're gonna lower it down and see if it's still the same, where it won't move on reverse and act like it's on limp mode. So, did you check it?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay, so we're gonna lower the car now, and not sure what to do at this point, but we're gonna put it back in its parking spot. Okay guys, the NSX is in. Not quite sure what to do at this point with the 330. Seems to be a normal occurrence as far as losing losing reverse gear on the E46. They even have a website specific to it, so that kind of tells you that it seems to be a normal thing for the Beamer guys. So at this point, we're not quite sure. At least we got the connector out of the way. That's something that we could dismiss. That's a possible cause. I'm gonna possibly look into maybe a solenoid. It is moving on its own, like I said earlier, but very slowly, almost kind of like on limp mode. So I don't know if it's a solenoid. We did reset the ECU just to make sure that it wasn't that, but you can kind of hear it as soon as you change gear that, what we could do? We could try to see if we could set it to manual and if it does anything. But anyway, so you can hear it when it goes to drive, that little pop, when it goes to park, that little pop, you would on automatic, but it's just almost like as if you're going into neutral when you get to the reverse gear. So I'm gonna cut this video short, and again, it's just a shorty vid on what we've experienced so far with the 330. Stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on what we find and do another vid concerning it. So at this point, we're gonna concentrate on Nate's car, getting that all set up because he has his tuning coming up. And if you guys want to follow the excuse me, the progress, it's in my other post. Not quite sure. Again, like I said, not quite sure what the sequence is going to be, but since they overlap, so I'm gonna go grab dinner now before things close. And like always, guys, stay humble and be kind. See you in the next video.